对改变。
大家好，我是真，欢迎来到真好电玩游戏直播频道。我们现在玩的是 PS4 的巫师3年度版的血与酒部分。我们要进行的是面对改变这个支线。 完成之后可以拿到突变的新能力啊。我们的 Edward 朋友跟我们说，非常的强悍啊，这个突变能力。金钻石项链。 其他的也可以进吗？都可以进。靠腰嘞！
Back where I started.
靠腰嘞！ 3层是不是？3层，所以上面还有1层。
Some clue around here.
Some clue. Eh? 为什么黑掉了？这个是那个。 使用暴力破解法就好。
Damn it! Back where I started. All right, now to find the next portal. Right, now to find the next portal.
怎么过去啊？中间有一道是过去的，这打破。 走这个看看哦，先写。
Damn it! Back where I started.
1、2、3。
Statues seem oddly oriented, as if to all face in one direction. The right portal, maybe?
所以他说这个朝这边的是正确的哦。
Damn it! Back where I started.
哎，从下面过去哦，是这样。啊
Must be where Moreau had his lab.
搜索实验室。开始 A 东西了。千里镜。
Just need to pick an entry.
應該還要再去撿水晶來放。
The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor, one greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken. For it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate. Had I the skill to turn back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the Witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bit of favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
So, Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations, wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed, and if there's anything in it for me.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation to progress towards completion, the appropriate mutagen must be applied continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell.
Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around.
Years of experiments, Research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever. I have failed. The time has come to abandon this place. Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back. The contraption and mutagens I leave here, let them wither and crumble, as did my dreams of regaining my son.
So the professor wanted to reverse the mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure. Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around. So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of Witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though. Used the albumins of giant centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt. Crystals. Should mount them in the megascope. Missing 2 crystals.
Missing 2 crystals. 蛀虫。
Guessing this man didn't come here willingly. Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up? Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up.
保存良好的器官。
Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up?
先看看另外2个水晶吧。
Quite the library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics.
"人类反射"。 先去看一下。变绿。再继续前进啊。
Just need to pick an entry.
Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significantly more than usual, the subject displayed no symptoms of overdosing. I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Thus, a minor success. This mutation should allow Jerome better to tolerate toxicity. Observation 58. Sometimes failure is the catalyst for success. I've discovered a method by which one type of mutagen may be transmuted into another through the addition of certain ingredients. This is a great day for science. In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. He then suddenly awoke, revived, his strength renewed. Not wholly, of course, but he did in a sense come back from the edge of death. Whether this is attributable to his mutations or to pure coincidence cannot be ascertained. I must conduct further experiments.
Seen enough.
巨型无光蛋白。就往那个地方走吧。
Mom's awake and she's not in a good mood.
我有一下就快死了，靠腰了。之类的。增加一次。先吞这样就好了。吞什么嘞？吞什么嘞？邪魔什么？伤害是恢复生命，是这样就好了。
Sorry, need your eggs.
什么？这样还不算取得哦，所以要再继续打。看是这个意思。有蛋蛋的，这不是蛋蛋哦，靠腰里。开启机器。恐怖的全部都自己搞。
Guessing this man didn't come here willingly.
我给他死。继续。脱光衣服，启动茉莉的种子。
Going in wearing full gear. Gotta drop my armor, leave my weapons.
剑也要弄下来。你可以的吧
Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son. Well, time to find out.
用来。有人会在没人在旁边的地方自己在那边弄吗？ 没有长肌肉啊，没有变超级赛亚人3啊。哇哦，没有帅气的变超级赛亚人3。研究图片数2，难得喽。研究图片，法印哦，法印实作暴击，168%的额外伤害。解开了，对反击无效的敌人、怪物，前赋予的伤害增加25%。攻击者的生命少于25%会触发反击技、完结技。受伤能反弹敌人的伤害1.5%。目前是反击伤害210%，最高到375%。增加剑的伤害跟法印的伤害。十字弓伤害的0字加智力，我现在没装十字弓。独行的状态下，随机煎药，致命攻击肢解敌人或启动完结技。哦，一直忘记用那个三角形了。渐变红，我根本看不出什么时候渐变红。增加5%的攻击力，直到战斗结束。受到伤害会失去加成效果。呀。热血，攻击跟法印强度增加30%。每多1名，敌人有30名会增加11%。效果时间过后，每多1名，减少300%。什么奇怪的东东？无敌状态，恢复100%生命，180秒触发1次。先优先点住这个吧。附加25%冰冻。哟，什么鬼？我要点什么吗？先把这个东西装起来。 穿个衣服。出去再来研究吧。
Just need to pick an entry. Seen enough. Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up. A power cell for portals. Feels dead. Maybe a sign will revive it.
顺便讲一下。这个再讲完就结束了，好像没什么好讲。然后这个台面特别教学，突变时代杀人机器启用突变。能力点数3。哦，大幅红色突发物，从解开。哦，有聚合。哦，才一个。就突发。 哎呀，这个刷一堆红色突发物啊！马上死哦！被冰冻的敌人会马上死。红色突发物啊，靠腰嘞！反弹哦！啊，随便啦。这次只能启用一个啊。又可以再装了，那还真不知道要装什么嘞。生命值增加目前独行的10%，增加生命值。效果提升10%，这都炸弹系。暴击加20%。脑魔药啊！也可惜，其他都很少用。系的流血效果，弓箭系的感觉不太需要。15秒触发一次即死，可能加能力或是炼金术比较。轻甲炮击力增加25%。 减少喝毒药的毒素耗费。可能回血这个会稍微有用吧。几率加20。技能面板置放的基因突变效果提升10%哦，那我就用这个好了。才7点呢，现在是点不起来的状况下。点出7点，那大概就要用爽脑魔药，这样点你都开出5点而已啊。还要再找另外2点来开。先开这再说好，想不出什么要开。学习能力升级，我想看看啊。4点，突变数4个，4个。我现在是突变数，现在是算2个，是不是？解锁能力单位1啊，每一阶段都能解开一个额外的能力单位。启用一次只能启用1线，这还是要乱研发，不然中间的格子不会开。看起来是这样。每一点能增加剑的伤害跟反应强度，最高加到187.5%。哦，它这边会有需要的什么？它可以点到这个，是不是？需要热血，这个需要刺骨跟浴血，浴血是这个，刺骨是这个，所以要点到重生这一线，就必须这2线都交汇到才可以开到这个。so 个呢？阿尔德之印，哇，你随便，一定要用。一次只能选1个啊！开了第2层。 还有2点，还有2点。目标中毒，感觉没什么用。没有伤杀命的武器，一般效果只会增加30点消亡伤害。什么意思啊？全速炸弹？所以是针对炸弹而言吧？加生命值哦，跟仔细效果。生命200之多，看不出哪个比较有用。加生命还是要加什么？加生命，毒性等级。所谓的毒性等级是什么东西？毒性等级，更难。基因效果提升10%。下一个要开到多少？8。红色的极度缺乏。他说好像可以变色啊。 开始解任务啦，73级。白葡萄园。 先来这边。
Come on.
有地方可以住人呢。卡拉兹，就变回我们主线的色调。身材问题。
You stand there, the day will be over. The merchant, everyone so easy the hunter. Your drops and blown.
Welcome to my humble establishment. What land do you hail from?
Been on the road so long, don't know how to answer that. Let's just say I'm from the north.
Ah, is it true what they say? About the war, death, destruction all about?
Exaggerated. Not by much, though.
Oh, forgive my asking, but I family in Edern, see? So I'm curious. But please, do tell me what I can do for you.
Can do for you?
Show me what you're selling.
都是怪物跟松鼠党，跟尼佛家的帝国呢。这些我都拿来拆好了。低级的再卖一卖。看玩具很好嘞，结果那是烂东西。流星符。 好了，大概请到这些。
Mentioned you have a family in Edirn. Whereabout, if you don't mind my asking?
In Vengerberg? You've been there, perhaps?
Yeah, number of times. It's the hometown of my... friend, let's say. At any rate, great town, Vengerberg. Also didn't suffer too much during the invasion, from what I know.
Oh, that is a relief to hear. A weight off my shoulders, I tell you.
Should be going. Farewell.
Aim to hop on a horse after making merry. Sit on it.
Foul magic worked by the North. All on account of him being confused.
Aim to hop on a horse after making merry. Sit on it.
Slow and steady wins the race.
来去家园一下，家园，家园。有个字我记得好像这个主线离这边很近哦，是不是啊？对啊，知道上去一下了。
Stupid. Fell in the lake and drowned.
The exact crap you repeat after others.
好，真回来了，继续。骑马啦
Come on, Roach.
觉得这边色调好暗哦。是什么状态
Not good.
超恶烂的。得到一些突变物，不错了。什么洞穴啊？ 啊！怎么办？进来了。
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave. Kikimores. Around here. Kikimore eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash. The sun's
洗嘎。
What now? Piece of filth. Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave. Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind. Though we did not meet, so I could prove how very original I am.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. And with the ring seemed the odd one out. But Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
吸血鬼闻到血的味道，不会怎样。
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name. Resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Detlef was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home. Where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here. Guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
不能直接召唤。
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both higher vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Ah, 手就丢在这。哎呦，不怕他自己跑掉。就他们找到东西，手又跑掉。
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
来喝吧。
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Wanna get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
死亡的感觉如何？如何压抑自己的欲望不和谐？
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very poor concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
死亡的感觉如何？
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1 million crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
重生是什么感觉？
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detlef recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
又变成了我身上。
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with the living higher vampires help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. What of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the wild hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
什么特定的问题，小红？
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. For all parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
我想做别的事情。
That's what interests you most? Whether I'd like to be a witcher again?
Many things interest me, but we've not much time left. Please answer.
Never chose to be a witcher. Fate chose for me. Had it been my choice, I'd have picked a different profession. A profession where I wouldn't have to risk my life every minute of every day. Maybe even one that'd earn me some respect.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
阅读怪物文件处与得斑纹妖鬼的相关知识。妖怪。 我们先从这边传回去自己的葡萄园，再下来，从这边下来好了。吸血女妖无法隐形。斑纹妖怪，闭上嘴巴。妖怪的亚种。提议熬汤。小心是镇压等指引就引导回答。鬼的巢穴，这个先去解别的。好。切换任务，甜蜜家园，白葡萄，白鸭葡萄园。杰洛特的家，我有家了耶！
Chops! The more you beat them, the better they are! My navel, blimey, it itches. Now I shall see you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
我有管家哦。
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Fauti. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Majordomo of Corfu Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know, I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
所以可以赚钱的。说说这地方
Vineyard
意
comes
思吧。
across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. The sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Wow, 地产呢？
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a majordomo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of majordomos. My father was a majordomo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to majordomo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Same path.
Follow me, please. The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Cheap shenanigans.
Jeez. Oh, 算了，大概看一下。
Follow me, please. Follow me, please. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially on spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
You've spread
Nice
some
well.
nastiness to me.
Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. Festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda. Monsieur Bolius's wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Wow, 玫瑰耶，真浪漫。
Chet Peter's Coronatus.
If they would just take to work as they take to dance and drink.
到了没啊？
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work, and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
A witcher. We could use one around here. Full time.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
How to use?
As you can see, the facade is slightly stained, but one cannot deny it a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
Follow me, please. And welcome inside.
Wow, it's my home.
On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
装修。
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
恢复以前荣耀，这也是一个任务。给钱吧，给钱啊！
How might I be of service, sir?
Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Thanks.
我先看一
Gotta
下
get。back to my business now. See you soon. 可以找妹子来陪我睡一下吗？上面这是客房，我睡是在楼下。使用什么放书哦？我书都没有卖光了。哈，他话被我 A 回来。战利品。嗯？获得加成哦，酷毙了！持续时间只有60秒。贵族，最大生命加500。
睡到中午12点啊！我先看一看，再来放东西。煮什么？煮汤哦！
So that is her grace summoned from the north.
If my lips don't stink of...
到酒啊！ 万强商城堡线。
Hi there! Ho there! Knock down some red
armor at once.
Man who dare not down some red.
Good day. Hey, watch it.
Greeting.
看先加强庄园，
She's fit to wed.
应该带来收入。
Stopping sensation in my ribs. Oh, that hurts. What is it?
决定了，就先弄庄园。
How might I be of service, sir?
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
放庭园。
Got these spacious grounds, but maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes. We certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
这一幕是。
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompali once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Good. Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompali's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state.
Beautified state.
Is there anything else you require, sir?
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
BB.睡觉。还不够。有魔石。
What do you get for all that work? A crook in your back once so on in years.
Oh, 在上工了。好了，最后一天。完成。
Diddly snaps! My back aches something horrid.
Wow. 有地毯耶 ，magic。
Renovations coming along all right, Barnabas Basil?
Superbly, sir. General refurbishment has been completed, and I took the liberty of adding 2 racks, each upon which you might hang weapons and armor, if you've some pieces you'd like to display. Likewise, I have prepared a few spots in which new paintings might be hung. In other news, the laborers dusting out the cellar have made a most unusual discovery. I believe it's something you'll wish to see.
If you say I should see it, I'll go see it right now, BB.
A witcher. We could use one around here, full time.
是列主人呐。
Strange. Something behind this wall, I think.
把我自己家的墙震爆了。诶，在家研发的哦。
Must have been an alchemist at one time.
拆解。这些可以拆哦。让人可以拆成红的。哦。 有机炼金术，配方跟工具。 物质严重伤害。主流是，哦，是给。 我们翻修这个还会得到这个好东西呀、然后我们就可以合更多红色的。再猜啊！ 异兽龙诶，剩下都是绿的跟蓝的。对啊。 然后这个我们自己就可以让它不需要找人。还差一个红的，我什么都没用，可以不要那么大声吗？ 绿的跟红的，我先研究这一个线。 办法再彩虹，像没办法了呢。怎么办？这只能做这一些。相信保留红的。那只能多做一个绿。也不管怎样都要用到红的耶，超缺红的。Damn it！ 超多的12%，加50，所以28加14。42。哦，这个是哎。多了18%。蓝色。空不够啊！靠，才一个。红的啊！
BB, know anything about the laboratory in the cellar? One of the previous owners take an interest in alchemy?
A laboratory? Alchemy? I know nothing of it. But I understand that to a witcher this must be a very intriguing fight.
It is. It was walled up. Equipment's pretty ancient too, so it must have belonged to someone who lived at Corvo Bianco before you started working here. Whoever it was sure knew their stuff, though. Got dragon glass vials and flasks, stills, sublimators, vengerometers.
Forgive me, sir, but I fear I don't follow.
Just saying, it's top-notch equipment. True masterpieces of craftsmanship for use in alchemy. Brewing a concoction with this stuff versus doing it over an open fire? Well, there's no comparison.
Then I am all the more delighted you discovered it, sir.
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
Starting to get into this whole renovating thing. There must be other things we can improve.
What a splendidly wise idea. Now that the general refurbishment is done, why not see to the grounds? Perhaps renovate the stables, or return Madame Bolis's garden to its former verdancy?
已经花7000了，花多少钱？种些药草。
So, sometimes I have to brew a potion, but I can't find the herbs I need growing anywhere nearby.
Well, you're in luck, sir. The flower garden, once kept by Madame Nina, Monsieur Bolis's wife, seems the ideal place to cultivate herbs. In fact, it's roomy enough to plant shrubbery.
种药草，获得种药草的能力。
Good idea, Barnabas Basil. Herbs there will save me hours of painstaking searching and harvesting.
The idea is yours, sir. I am but the humble executor of your will. I believe we shall have sown the first seeds in 2 days' time. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
You know, Roach, my horse? Well, we've been through a lot together. And since I finally got a decent place to stay, I think she deserves one too.
Oh, a sturdy stable testifies to a most honorable owner. Just say the word, and I'll have them start working on it at once.
又是2000，金额来到11000了。马匹耐力。
My Roach deserves the best. Have them refurbish the stables.
I shall get to work at
赚的
once.
钱都没有花得快。
Finding workmen and completing construction takes time, though likely no more than 2 days. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Feels like by investing a bit of coin, I could make the house more functional.
Indeed, momentum is best maintained once established. Now that we've finished the general renovations, you might begin to consider such things as a new bed, or additional armor stands, or weapon racks. Also, some new furnishings and a fresh coat of paint on the walls would do much to improve the guest quarters.
一张更好的床。
Thinking about buying a comfortable bed. Always wanted one.
Excellent idea. In your profession, rest is supremely important. But say the word, and I shall order you a bed from the carpenters who craft comfort for the court.
增加生命。
Great. Order me a fine bed, please. Think I deserve one at my age.
True indeed, true indeed. I shall send a runner at once. The bet will be in place by this time tomorrow. Is there anything else you require, sir?
金额来到12000了。
Could use another weapon rack. Got some interesting pieces I'd like to display.
I know of a carpentry shop in town which crafts the humblest lumber into true masterpieces. You need but give the word.
Fine. Order the racks.
Of course, at once. At most 1 day for them to arrive is my estimation. Is there anything else you require, sir?
12500。
Along the path, I've often picked up well-crafted, beautifully ornamented armor. Some of those pieces would look great on display here.
I agree. It would lend the place a certain witch's air. Shall I order new stands at once, sir?
Yes. Just please make sure they're solidly made and nicely finished.
It goes without saying, sir. There is nothing worse than splendid armor upon a subpar stand. By this time tomorrow, they shall be ready to display your finest finds. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Was wondering about the guest room. Not that I'm expecting company, but...
Oh, but that is immaterial. All self-respecting homes should have a comfortable guest room. What if someone were to drop by unannounced?
Yeah, the sooner we start on that, the better.
I can tell a man of action immediately. I'll see to it myself. The room shall be ready in 2 days, in my opinion. Is there anything else you require, sir?
管家，你到底赚多少？
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
感觉你抽成随便挂，挂就是爽。随时都在煮汤。烹煮的地方就只有那一锅呢。新床，更多武器架。哦，是给烟爱法可以来滚一下吗？随便捡一些东西来挂吧。49手套装。永远都那么多东西啊。
wine is better than stew. For stew you have to chew.
可以啊，我的床来睡，就送你了。增加一次使用次数。增加1000点呢。全能庄园改造王。
Renovations coming along
送我
all
这个
I am delighted to inform you we have completed our labors. You can now devote yourself to enjoying the vineyard's delights to the fullest. You must forgive me my temerity, sir, but I thought, with all the work on Corfo Bianco completed, and with the estate looking more beautiful than ever, it might be appropriate to commemorate the moment.
Sure, why not?
During the tidying that preceded the renovations, I came across a bottle of Sapramento, the 1250 vintage. I cannot say by what miracle it survived, but it is here, and we of course to open it today. And then he ran straight into the crowd, burning bouquet in hand. All thought it a part of the performance, so they only laughed, even when the decor began to catch fire. It was not until the flames engulfed Baron Mahevkin's beard that folk began to realize something was amiss and went to put out the fires.
Sounds like Monsieur Bolius and Madame Nina threw some first-rate balls here.
It was so. In this regard, Baron Rossel was decidedly more reserved.
So tell me, Barnabas Basil, what's the wine situation like here? Am I going to produce any this year?
This year is out, I fear, sir. Last autumn, a fungus destroyed all the vines. Baron Rossel had new ones planted, but it will be some time before they start bearing fruit. Assuming that is, the fungus does not reappear.
That'd be bad. This Sapramento got me dreaming. It's amazing.
Isn't it, though? Allow me to top you off, sir. There.
Thanks.
Wow, amazing！ 干，为什么旁边是个男的？哒啦！管家已经不能透壳了，他已经失去人生的动力了吗？
If they would just take to work as they take to dancing.
Go on. Think just all your younger people know any who's not heard of our wines?
偷睡觉。看一下接什么嘞？很多支线可以接啊！天哪！骑士的恋爱故事，医生的帐篷上。 基劳米，好了，直接从还是从葡萄园传过去啊。
If my lips don't stink of wine, my wife won't know they're mine.
嗯，半夜啊，所以这个 DLC 没有妹子哦，我只能看着别人的恋爱故事而已。So sad.
I have a matter of prime urgency and import. I must speak to you.
Your wound. Feeling better?
It's healing splendidly, though I am to avoid trouble for some time. To be frank, that is precisely why I wish to speak with you.
Want me to stand in for you? Take on some trouble on your behalf?
That could very well be the case. You see, there is a maiden, nay, a lady. I suspect someone's cast an ill spell upon her. A curse, perhaps.
Let me guess. She suddenly grew cold, haughty, and distant, though the night before she was flirtatious and alluring.
Tut tut, Witcher. You jest, yet the matter is grave. Though true, the lady in question is dear to my heart. I shall not deny it. I fear she has fallen victim to ill magic, and knows no one she could turn to for help.
What makes you think she might be cursed?
The curse.
You must keep all I say to yourself, I beg you. I would never dare to be so indiscreet normally, yet I'm troubled about her, for her. Vivian shuns the company of others. Though the fairest maid at court, she keeps men at a distance. I thus determined I would resort to trickery.
Trickery? That even befitting of a knight?
In war, yes. And what is love if not battle? As it were, one evening I crouched in hiding outside her seamstress's home. As Vivian emerged from it, I too emerged. Ever so gently but convincingly collided with her, then promptly offered to escort her home. She consented. At first, all augured well. I proposed a more scenic route. She agreed. I made kindly forays into conversation, and she even began to respond as we neared the end of our route.
Then suddenly,
mid-speech, from her mouth there flew a most hideous shriek. I stopped stone cold in my tracks while she turned red, then promptly ran off. I did not give chase that time. I attempted to approach her on several ensuing occasions, to learn what had happened, for I feared she had become entangled in some trouble. I noted that often, come night, she ventures into the woods, where I've seen her walk about a glade near a pool. I've striven on occasion to follow her, but lost track each time. It seemed then she'd melted into the air.
Sound you heard. She might have just had a sore throat.
Had I thought it possible the sound was natural, I never would have taken up your precious time.
Notice any other strange behavior? Additional symptoms?
No, Vivian's avoided me wholly since the first encounter. But folk gossip.
What about?
They say she's secretive, that no one ever sees her after dusk, that she's wont to suddenly disappear.
Nothing unusual about any of that. Tell me more about Vivian. Who is she? What's her story?
She's Her Enlightened Highness's lady-in-waiting. Her mother was a lady-in-waiting, her father a knight. That is all I've learnt, for the Duchessa grows angry when asked about her. Vivian spends her days within the palace walls. Yet we are in luck, for she has been named the tourney's patroness this year. Thus, each participant will be granted an audience with her.
Got a problem then. See, I'm not a participant.
I've devised a solution already. You shall take my place in the lists and thus gain the chance to speak to her. I was looking forward to winning the tourney, very much so. Yet for Vivian, I am prepared to sacrifice anything.
Hardly a regular job, this. Not often I gotta take part in a tourney to fulfill a contract. Fee can't be anything ordinary either.
I'm no magnet to command heaps of coin, but naturally I shall award you a just amount. How much do you demand? I have comrades I can ask. They would surely lend me coin, yet even that would not be enough. Could you not lower your fees somewhat?
靠，你要谈恋爱，跟要这些
Agreed.
钱有很
That
过
is an
分吗
amount I can indeed muster.
This tourney, how's it work exactly?
It is the year's grandest and most important contest. Knights from all corners come to face off for the grand prize. And more importantly, for glory. A demanding test of knightly prowess in horsemanship, marksmanship and fencing. I qualified for the first time, had great hopes of winning. Yet...
Yeah, I get it. Anything for Vivian. Fine, I'll look into it. Gotta admit, piqued my curiosity.
I shall be forever in your debt. Now, we must ensure you are not eliminated from the tourney before you can meet Vivian.
Meaning?
Could you show me how you shoot, ride and fight, perchance? And you must learn the tourney rules, know how to apply them in practice. I did not mean to suggest I doubt your abilities. Everyone must train, even a witcher. Besides, the tourney contests must surely differ, require skills you don't usually apply, races above all. The choice is yours. Where shall we start?
Marksmanship. Feel a need to do some shooting.
Come with me. The marksmanship contest shall pit you against another for the best time and score. He who hits all his targets first wins.
Hope my aim's as good as that Cupid's who shot you.
Sometimes when you speak... Hit the red targets! Wrong target! 1 point for your opponent. Once more?
Done enough shooting.
Where to now? If you wish to know my thoughts, were I you, I would train on the race course ahead of all else.
Let's do some riding. Roach will like that.
Excellent idea. Come with me. The tourney's race differs from others you might have taken part in. You shall not ride against any opponent.
How's it a race at all, then?
It's a race against time. The true track begins in the arena, runs round the tourney grounds, then finishes again in the arena. The training track, however, lies beyond the arena. We shall go there now.
Punishment for our sins! We have ceased to suffer.
All is ready. Now listen, for it can be quite a challenge. Along your route stand dummies and targets. The dummies you may cut with your blade. The targets you must hit from your crossbow. The time you have to complete the course shall increase each time you land a strike, be it with blade or bolt. It may sound simple enough, yet I've seen many a knight fail this contest and hang his head in shame. During the race proper, judges throughout the course shall tally your points. For now you may ride unperturbed by those matters.
完全没有打到。
So, have you had enough, or do you wish to ride again?
再试一
No
次。
harm in going again. Practice makes perfect, even for witchers.
嘿。
Will you give it another go? I can set out more dummies.
哦，这里
Going again.
都看不到家人呐、啊。 有一次，回头射也有用。
So, have you had enough, or do you wish to ride again?
好了好了好了，不练了。
Had enough. Rather not wear my horse down before the real race.
Where to now?
He likes to swing, do some footwork, work up a sweat.
Very well. You should practice infantry combat, one-on-one. Each knight opts for his own method. Rainfarn, for instance, fights halberd in hand. Come with me. You will team with other knights to fight. The clash simulates a true skirmish during battle. Come the end, you should fight a duel. It will determine your place on the podium. I always liked the duels best, but now I can think only of my Vivian. In the end, it is good you will replace me. I sense I would simply be distracted this time. Center of the training ground. A knight will approach and challenge you.
I can fight.
Expected you to do well, but not that well.
这想练习。
I've seen enough. Start blunt. The simplest way your contact demands more skill than this kind of combat.
Now you must go to the inscription text. Honor and glory are all true and good, but your scrolls must be in order.
报名上同参加的。 是有报名参加的人。
Return to traditional values and morals. That's the remedy for this. Let's see to formalities. Human request. Personal history.
Really? What did you come up with?
Findings herald
What a surprise.
honorable of Borehorn.
四角村的阿维克斯有什么差？
Curious what you could have learned about Geralt the Red.
Geralt, which was knighted by Queen This was in honor of his distinguished the back of the and the Yaruka, but I wager you know of which battle I speak.
That's what it is.
四角村的拉维克斯失忆的时候，没了，直线比武大赛。我要以杰洛特身份参赛。拉维克斯参赛，搞不好意外的收获哦。 没有爱上我。 奖项的事。Sucks for twice.
Should you defeat the reigning champion, the grand prize will be yours. This year, a sword forged especially for this occasion by the one and only Cornelius of Asgard, a famed master weaponsmith. Her illustrious highness had it brought all the way from Nasser.
誓言什么回事
You say something about vows?
As is our custom, knights make vows for which they hold for the duration of the tour. Each swears on something which to him represents his most cherished virtue.
可以知道，我知道。
Feels like I know everything I'd ever want to know about chivalric tourneys.
Splendid. In that case, you must make your vow.
开叉
Would you like to swear?
5个誓言哦，4个3个誓言，以我挚爱之名发誓。
I vow on the love of my lady, whose name I choose not to divulge, to respect the chivalric virtues.
May the gods succor you in your endeavors to overcome. Sign here, please, then fill out this out. That is all I need from you. Now, as arranged by Guillaume, you shall be fitted with appropriate armor for the tournament.
Shiny.
You have also been assigned a tent for the tournament's duration. It stands near the arena. Good luck.
前往射箭场。好难的。
Geralt, well, I'll be. Have you decided to turn knight errant? All jesting aside, you're on the job. You between the two? Am I? Ha! I shall square off against the farm back there. In retrospect, stuffing his nose with fish steak, no less.
西班牙。
Insist determination. Guessing that's against the rules. But who's to tell them if Guardian what to do? Listen, Geralt. I foretake for you. The timing of your marksmanship duel is such that you should have the sun in your eyes. Makes no difference to me either way. Nor will it give you any pleasure. Since, as it is, we must both wait. Play me in a bout of fate. Should you win, I shall swap with you. To me, a southerner, the sun is no hindrance.
有啊，来玩来玩。
Never turn down a round of Gwent.
可是我现在的牌还是很烂。 抽牌一个，然后2个抽牌一个号角，有希望哦。不一样的歌。选出一张克斯。不要用烧灼吧，马上得用烧灼了。妈的，超凶的啊！一张牌就15点，知道怎么赢？输了啦！这个牌太烂了，不能赢啊！可以再抽一张牌，抽。兔胚，哦，假如他没有什么牌，我就有机会了呢。先清除个天气效果吧。 把这张收回来啊。不行啊，收回来没有用啊。那就这样子赢就好了。收回来，下这张牌，下一回再下它，召唤6点。好吧，收回来吧。如果不收回来的话，下一盒也是一个稻草人卡在那，多一张6点，收回来比较好。可怕的号角啊！这是什么能力？哦，我保持一张天晴。一张6，我这么烂的牌可以赢哦！这什么2张脑残牌？
I congratulate you. We shall swap as agreed. We passed the time rather nicely. Next year Vivian should appear forthwith. I'm off to face my first challenge.
Good luck.
Fair knights, I salute you. The honor and duty of tourney patron has fallen to me this year. Fight honorably, so that I may bestow upon one of your number the tourney's grand prize. You have sworn your vows. You have readied body and soul. The time has come to test them.
好亮的发色。
Behold form Akistark of the Mechtian royal line. His name's quite a mouthful, a true challenge to rhyme.
蓝色哦，我要打红色的。
And two are the ones in blue. Against him new blood, a knight unknown till now. Seraphics of Fourhorn, give us a bow. The targets he must with his blows red are red. May the better man win.
打红的。 得温热。
Has won. His boat struck the goal. Yet even this can soothe the ache in his soul.
Your prize, sir. A crossbow adorned with your crest. I congratulate you.
Thank you, my lady.
徽章是有在震动吗？其他的奖品是什么？
Alas, I cannot devote more time to you than to the other combatants. I have duties to attend to. Forgive me.
My medallion's vibrating strongly. Can only mean one thing. Magic.
The explanation is disappointing, I'm afraid. The fragrance I use is mixed by a sorceress.
To lose to an opponent such as you be the victory of its own. Accept my congratulations as well.
Thanks.
Good work. In the interim, I managed to determine which tent Lady Vivian occupies. Perhaps you could find a clue within it.
You're right. Vivian was cursed in some way. Sensed it when she opened the turning.
In that case, we've no time to lose. Let us go.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go now.
This is her tent. You must look inside. Search it. I shall hoot like an owl should someone approach.
Claw marks, that's clear. Not sure what beast left them, just that it's big.
它会变身哦。
Oh, fair Vivian. Thou hast
Claw marks, that's clear. Not sure what beast left them, just that it's big.
Two breasts are like
Jar of concealed ointment. Powerful magic at work here.
精油膏。
Building's all dark green and yellow. Seems Yen's not the only one with a fixed color scheme. Mayors and salts. Used to make compresses. Oriole feather. The innkeeper bird is a bat. No sign of it here,
someone
so...
approaches. Quickly.
You were supposed to hoot.
We shall speak later. We must return to the tourney now. It's time for the second contest.
Sirs, what seeks you in my lady's tent? Inspiration? Be gone from here.
《赛马场的入口》。
Flower of chivalry, striking lads, my deepest regards. A fruitful hunt to you, Witcher.
Behold, gallant knights and ladies decorous, gaze at the host assembled before us. Look upon chivalry's best and most storied. Come from far lands, here to seek glory. Hear now their names as I shout them aloud. Savor their titles, on their presence be proud. Tamrin of Baron of Lamphal, Linus of Metila, Rainfarn of Atra, Tom Magastav of Make, Domir of Joy, to the Duchess. The wind of Clegio. The tide of Dandal. The fate of Lyria and Lydia a prince. The beats of Bohorn. The Gregoire of Mount Gordon, without a roaring cheer. The faint power of silence, Tony champion from last year. Today's winner of contests, his victory to secure, shall face the Gregoire in a challenge severe. Does ignorance demand a bargain deceive? Does someone need telling how Tony's proceed?
Graphics of Forhorn. Is that what you call yourself? This day at the march where I met your steed. Don't you remember? I am Ty of Dorntal, and I swear to you, before the journey's end, I shall have added another book to that collection on your map.
Down and step aside. You're in my way. The Tony's protector, the mate Vivian, of beauty and chances for beasts and men.
My heart's greetings, dear knights. May my grace guide you and show you the path of honor, valor, and glory. Accept my wishes of good fortune, sir, and devote all your strength to the prize, and only it.
The time has come for you, Knight. Mount your steed, swiftly of flight. Ladies and gentlemen of lineage justice, soon speed shall swarm like ants most industrious. To these times passage still rides like the gale. What a sight to behold, what a lark, what a tale. Before a ceramics of Forhorn duct, his spurs flash like lightning, to shine they've been wrapped.
通过检查点。
Let's go. And he's up. We the thunderous roar, whose pounds the ground. No legion of drummers could make such a sound.
What? 靠呀！跑出界啦！
A failure, a loss, a tragic tip. Let us hope with his sword he makes no such slip. Come with me to the feast. We shall await Vivian together, wine in hand. Lead the way. So, any thoughts on Vivian?
Her beauty is striking.
That is not what I ask.
Still too early to say anything I'd be willing to stand behind. Managed to figure one thing out. She uses powerful magic, masking illusions.
Do you mean to say she might in truth look different than she seems?
Only guessing right now. Found some clues. Got me wondering if your beloved Vivian's not a Bruxa.
A Bruxa? You mean a vampiress?
Not sure yet.
We've still some time before Vivian arrives. Let us drink.
有何不可
To Vivian, may you find the means to aid her.
To Vivian.
Ah, when I first laid eyes on her, I finally understood what all those poems and ballads were trying to say.
Love's not poetry alone. Sometimes it's prose. Sometimes it's just plain ugly.
You say that only because you do not know Vivian as I do. A life with her would be sweetness itself.
Actually, you don't know her all that well either. Drop something.
I demand satisfaction. You've insulted me twicely.
And twicely ought to be enough.
You refuse to duel? Then I shall show you how I treat cowards.
Let's dance.
Ooh.差点就被打跑了。
Might want to give some serious thought to whether you want to face me for a fourth.
I shall kill you, freak!
You've got your chance, sir. You failed to seize it, and now you must leave.
Shall we meet again? Meet it.
My heart swells to behold this beautiful celebration of valor and honor, and to witness you, who embody the chivalric virtues in your lives, strive for greatness. Yet, after a time of combat must come a time of peace and respite. Thus, I invite all who fought in the tourney to this feast held in your, and none other's, honor.
种族赛。
Private tents await you nearby. The group melee shall take place on the morrow. Glory shall be within grasp for each and every one of you. The best among you shall have the honor to face our reigning champion, the famed Gregoire de Bourbon, victor of last year's tourney. Celebrate, make merry, revel as you will, yet be mindful of the trial that awaits you tomorrow.
Follow her. We shall meet in your tent before your last contest. You must help her. Good tidings?
Vivian 摊牌。 我来厕所一下，再回来。 好，我回来了，我们要跟 Vivian 摊牌呀。鞋子，马鞍魔法霜1400。有。也可以啊。这我可以记录。孔雀。在洞穴另一边。 变怪物是不是？变是怪物，就看那个男的可不可以接受是怪物的 Vivian。
Witcher.
Lady Vivian counted on me getting lost.
I did. I thought you know different from the knights. Good at tourneys, hopeless in the face of true danger. I was mistaken.
So you're not actually a Bruxa.
A what?
Suspicion I had that you might be a vampire. Certain details seemed to confirm it. Then I changed my mind. Anyway, unimportant. Here you come to this clearing often.
This is where it all began. And as I was not able to save you, save myself from you, then I wanted them here. In this very spot, with no witnesses.
Want what done?
While you are a witcher, you were hired to kill me, were you not? Then do so, now. And do it quickly, I beg you. I shan't resist.
Witchers only hunt monsters. And even then, not all. You're no monster.
Now what am I to your eyes?
不能直接告诉我。
Why should I guess when you could tell me yourself?
If you've no contract on my life, why take an interest at all? Did Guillaume put you up to it? Is that why?
He wanted to help you. Asked me to do him a favor. Frankly, if I can do something for you, I'll do it for you.
Why should I trust you?
Because the Duchess trusts me. Because I'm a freak too. Because cases like yours are my bread and butter. Take your pick.
You shall not turn on me. Use what I say against me. You shall not tell anyone.
以路鸟之名发誓。
Discreet. I swear this on the heron.
You mock me.
No, it's just you want reassurances. Too many. If you want my help, you've got to trust me. Won't give a word to anyone unless I decide someone needs to be let in on your secret.
So be it. I shall tell you what my mama once told me. When she was with child, expecting me, she and my father spent much time together near the wood, he in his clearing. Mama loved to listen to the oriole sing. She would stroke her belly and say, my daughter should be as beautiful as that bird. Such is my wish. But a creature dwelt in the wood who envied my parents their happiness. One day it appeared before them to say the whole wood belonged to it, and they had dared to delight in something that was not theirs. They demanded payment, and when my parents said that they had nothing, he claimed their unborn daughter as its own.
How does it describe the creature?
They called it a nymph born of the deep woods, with no mother or father. But I was too young, too distraught by the curse's onset to ask after details.
What happened after that?
Nothing at first. I came into the world a perfectly normal child, and my parents forgot that day's events. But 15 summers into my life, the curse began to show. Initially only when the moon was full. But now it's advanced so that even in daytime I must use magic ointment to mask its symptoms, to look normal. Thus I thought someone had discovered my secret, then hired you to kill me. In fact, I was resigned to death in coming here. Perhaps death would be preferable to my complete and permanent transformation. for I fear that is what lies in store.
魔法幻术可换。
includes a potent magic ingredient. You don't have the immunity mages have. Use heavy doses, or normal doses too long, and it could be dangerous to you.
I sensed this. The very reason I knew I would have to give it up in the end and bid my human form a final farewell.
可以设法结束。
It could be reversible. Once ran into a bear and transformed into a cormorant, ostensibly for good. Managed to cure him completely.
And you truly think you could do something like this for me?
Can't guarantee a thing. Tough case yours. You were cursed before birth. That alone complicates things. Also, you claim the curse is increasing its hold. Symptoms are progressing. Could try transferring the curse onto someone else.
What? Out of the question. I shall not allow it to ruin an innocent life. Is this the only method you know?
Only one that's completely safe.
So there is another.
Very quick to reject help. Why is that? A curse once transferred would probably have a weaker hold on the new host. Lots weaker.
I do not even wish to hear of it.
第7令。
All right. There is another. Ancient ritual. We'd need an Oriole egg. Should release the curse's grip permanently. Gotta warn you though. Could have serious consequences.
Consequences? What kind?
Curse was cast before you came into this world. Ritual involved transferring it to an as yet unhatched chick. You'd be free. Thing is, you could be left with the average lifespan of an Oriole.
7 years. I understand. Alas, every rose has its thorn, and there are no happy endings. The truth be told, I never thought I would get one. I came here prepared to die, yet you wish to give me 7 years of life. Real life, free life. This is no Diana. I agree, wholeheartedly.
I see why. I understand. Don't have to decide just yet. Think it through.
I will. They must receive the corner ground from me. Shall we? Return.
走吧。
Let's. But are you gonna...
Yes. I cannot appear there all in feathers. Pardon me for a moment.
You can change at will?
No, but I discovered the water of this pool helps. Its effects are brief, but I can always be sure of them.
Interesting.
Come.
所以我们要选7年，或是诅咒转移到另外一个人身上。
Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Then speak, man. Can you not see I'm out of my mind with worry? What ails her?
She asked me not to talk about it.
But I want only the best for her. Perhaps I should be able to help, or, I don't know, console her at the least.
答应他不会告诉其他人。
Vivian gave me the details of her situation, but she did so in confidence. Promised I wouldn't tell anyone.
But I'm not just anyone. Why, I would do anything for her. I was the one to ask you to help her. You cannot shut me out now.
I'm sorry. Look, in time, Vivian will come to understand what she owes you. I'm sure of it. But until then, you gotta understand the whole world doesn't revolve around you.
How dare you lecture me? This is not the aid I sought. And to think I gave up my spot in the tourney to you, I regret it now. Do you even intend to compete to the end? Or now that you've bound Vivian to your terms, you no longer see the need?
比完比武大赛。
I don't back out of anything. I'll take part in the last skirmish. Besides, Vivian will be busy till attorney's end.
Indeed. In that case, you must meet the other knights of your team. They await near the arena's entrance by the training ground.
Got it. Thanks.
Shall be captain of ours. That means you shall do as I say for the duration of the fight. Is this clear? Hammer and Alonso will lead the opposing. With this skirmish, we commemorate the Battle of Fox Hollow of 1218, when a host of Southern outlaws led by Haller the Brown attacked Tucson only to be driven off by brave knights, thus setting a precedent. Since that day, knights errant have guarded the Duchy's borders, hammering through the short strokes, so his team shall play the barbarian hands. Any questions?
None.
If you swing your blade to step as you shoot, we shall win. Good luck. It is time, gentlemen. Take your weapons and proceed to the arena. Cheer for the knights, the natives, the lords. For our next entertainment, the team shall cross swords. 2 rifle pools, 2 coteries shall fight, quartered till one stops to its knees. Who cuts through his horse or lance blows unclean shall forever be branded as shameful obscene. While the knights prepare, let me say, I related to behold such a crowd on edge fated. Whoever here wins the past champion shall face. All others must leave, take out in disgrace.
分数。啊！哦，好了好了，好了。